Morning.
Morning. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on this beautiful Saturday morning again. What a great fall. And thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us for this very important discussion on school security. For those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Jesse Kramer. I am a state representative for the 59th Assembly District. It's just to the north of West Bend, goes all the way to the east side of Lake Winnebago, and heads west from here to Hartford. I am a graduate of Moraine Lutheran High School, and Representative Thiesfeld, who is also here, is a graduate of Moraine Lutheran High School himself. We'll start out today. First of all, I would like to thank any of you who are veterans out there. A belated Happy Veterans Day. I would like to thank Kettle Lutheran High School for offering this venue, this beautiful venue, for a wonderful community discussion this morning. And I'd like to thank all of our participants, panel participants here, some who drove from as far as Iola and Racine, volunteering their time, and Ms. Katrina Craigie for moderating the event this morning. And for all of you, our parents, teachers, educators, and concerned folks in the audience here. So this will be a wonderful discussion today, and I really look forward to it. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So for any of you who are able, please stand, join us in the pledge. ISIS, silent from Living Word Lutheran High School.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's what I
So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to discuss a little bit about what's happening in the legislature, and then I will get out of the way so that we can have our panelist discussion. Last session, approximately a year ago, I rolled out a bill about campus carry in colleges related to prevention and protection on college campuses. At that time, I started receiving contacts from parochial and private school parents and teachers saying this is a real issue in our K-12 schools. We have rural school districts and even parents who are law-abiding concealed carry holders who are setting up for failure. We're setting them up for failure because, first of all, there's no deterrent for an attack in our schools. Secondly, we have law-abiding concealed carry holders who, as soon as they get off of the road and drive onto the school premises, have to lock up their firearms. No personal protection anymore. These are things that need to be addressed in the state. Let me address the first issue. Law-abiding concealed carry holders. We have 300,000 law-abiding concealed carry holders in Wisconsin now. We are setting them up for failure. As soon as they roll into a parking lot, have to pull out their firearm from the holster, put it into a lockbox. If they do not do that, they can be charged with a felony in the state. Federal law, the Gun-Free School Zone Act, federal law allows law-abiding concealed carry holders to carry on the property of schools. We as a state trump that. We won up that when we passed concealed carry a few years ago. This needs to be addressed, first of all. Secondly, there's a lot of good in this nation and around the world, but there is also a lot of evil. We have to be proactive. As citizens, we have to be vigilant, but as legislators, we have to be proactive. And we have to anticipate what may be coming. I'm a common sense guy. I'm not a guy that wants to sit here and play politics with issues. This is a real issue. This is not fear-mongering. This is something we have to be concerned about in this state. Let me just provide a brief anecdote. For those of you who know me, you're aware. Those of you that don't, my primary career path was as a pilot. I was an airline captain pre-9/11 and post-9/11. None of us in the year 2000, 95, 80s would have ever wanted or expected someone in that cockpit to be carrying a firearm. How many of us even bat an eye nowadays thinking that someone in that cockpit is carrying a firearm? Federal flight deck officers. We don't know who they are. There might be no one on the plane that's carrying. There might be someone on the plane that's carrying. We have no idea. I kind of look at what goes on in their airliners, what's going on in our schools. As soon as that door is locked in a lockdown in a classroom, what is that teacher's job? To protect that classroom at all costs. What is an airline captain's job in that cockpit if they are armed? Not to go in the back of the airplane and eliminate a threat. Their job is to protect that cockpit at all costs from a breach. Protect it. If that door is open, they're firing. We can't do that in our schools right now. We cannot protect our classrooms. What happens when that door gets breached? We're going to throw a textbook at them? It will cost millions in this state to bring armed security into every classroom in the school. And quite honestly, our parochial and private schools are prime targets, especially in rural areas. We don't have school resource officers in these schools like some of our public schools do. Will it be a recovery operation or will it be a rescue operation? So this bill, the bill that we are proposing, we'll propose this next session, will get the state completely out of the way. It'll put us in line with the Federal Gun-Free School Zone Act, allowing concealed carry holders, law-abiding concealed carry holders, to carry on the grounds of the schools. As for the buildings themselves, it's up to the parents, it's up to the teachers, it's up to the administration, what is best for our kids in that school. That is the discussion that we're going to have today. We will fast forward a year from now. The legislature has passed the bill. The governor has signed the bill. What are you going to do in your schools? This will be an awesome discussion. I'm really looking forward to it. For those of you who are from public schools, there will most likely be a sister bill coming out. This bill addresses parochial private schools. So please allow the parochial private school parents and teachers to at least have the discussion first. If there's more time, and time allows, and there's no one lined up with the microphones, feel free to come up and ask questions yourselves. But let them have that discussion. God bless you all, and I pray that God continue to hold his protective hand over this state and nation. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming this morning. When Jesse asked me to come and moderate this, I said, you know, I have some personal feelings about this because I covered a school shooting. When I worked in Portland, Oregon, in 1998, there was a student by the name of Kip Kinkle who had obviously some mental problems, ended up killing his parents the night before he went into a school and killed 2 students and injured 25 others before other students tackled him to the ground and stopped the attack. I can tell you on a personal level, rolling up to that school as a person in the media and seeing the parents come and kids coming out and the ambulances arriving was a horrible day for me. And I don't know how I feel about this particular bill or proposal, but I know that seeing that in action is something I never want to see. I never want to see for my own son, who's 10, going to turn 11 this month. It's one of those things that I just applaud you for being here on this beautiful morning when nothing's going wrong, right? This is the time when we have to really speak up and talk about these issues, because there will be a day when something doesn't go right. And that's why all of you, I really appreciate you coming and spending your time here on the panel this morning. Let's get started. Who would like to go first on the mic? Is anyone ready to walk up and ask the first question? By the way, let's go down the panel. This is what I should have done. This would be helpful, right? You all got the handout of who is on the panel, so it gives you a little bit of their bio. But let's hear personally from them. Sheriff, would you like to go first, since you are on the far left here?
Sure. Good morning. My name is Dale Schmidt. I'm the Washington County Sheriff. Hope to actually learn more here probably than, I appreciate being on a panel. Hopefully I can add to the conversation, but I also looking at the people who are here and the people who are in the from the public, hopefully I can learn a lot more about what people are thinking about this issue, so appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm Sean Furstenberg. I've been a police sergeant in Grafton, Wisconsin for 19 years. I have a child that goes to Kettle, Moraine High School here, and I also have a child that goes to Morningstar Elementary School in Jackson. And I think we need to do something to keep our kids safe, and what we're doing right now isn't working.
Good morning. Hello?
No.
I guess you gotta turn it on. Good morning, I'm Scott Scriver. I'm from Racine, Wisconsin. I am a former parochial school principal. Left that ministry in 2007 and now serve in the public sector. I have 4 children. 3 have graduated from Shoreland Lutheran High School, and 1 is still a junior. He's a junior at Shoreland. And yeah, I'm a concerned parent that as a parochial school principal, that was always your number one, or one of your number one goals, was to protect those blessed ones that we are charged with their care. So I am here, and I appreciate Mr. Kramer's invitation to be here and to share some of my thoughts today.
Hi, my name is Laura Gancho. I am representing the Mama Bear on the panel here. I am just a concerned parent. I have 5 children. We go to Trinity Lutheran over Pleasant Valley. I moved from Alaska where it was a little bit easier to conceal and carry and use weapons and things like that. So I'm trying to learn more about Wisconsin's issues, and this is one that's really near and dear to my heart. I was a military police officer for the 32nd MP Company out of Milwaukee. That was a highly deployable unit. So I am very concerned about the issue in many different ways. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dave Bartelt. I have been in parochial Christian education for 37 years in different leadership roles. For the last 16 years, I have served as the superintendent of this fine high school of Kettle, Moraine, Lutheran. We are committed to excellence in Christian education, but also committed to protecting our students, staff, and faculty. We've made some intentional steps towards that protection, and we're happy to host this event and really happy to learn more about this bill and find out how our community is feeling about it. So thanks for being here. Again, here we go.
My name is Michael Moss. I'm a 7th and 8th grade teacher at Morning Star Lutheran School in Jackson. Over 40 years ago, I sat in a classroom and I learned a Latin phrase that has stuck with me for a long time. That Latin phrase is in loco parentis, in place of the parent. I was taught that as long as I was in the classroom, I was to function in place of the parent. And so I ask you, what would you do to protect your children? That's the same extent that I will go through to protect my children. Now, Katrina said, are you going to throw a book at them? No. Whenever we have a lockdown drill, I grab my aluminum bat, because that's the best weapon that I have available to me. Now, should other weapons be made available to me? That's what this discussion is all about. I am a concealed carry licensed individual. I'm proud to say that my digits do not exceed 6 digits, so I was one early on. So I'm also here for learning, and I'm glad to see all of you here today.
Good morning. My name is Matt Fellhaber, lifetime Washington County resident. I am the father of 5, soon to be 6 children. My wife and I have had our children in public school. We homeschooled them, and now they're in private school, St. Lucas in Kewaskum. And I also happen to work for the United States Concealed Carry Association as Director of Marketing, and I'm also a certified NRA and USCCA instructor.
My name is Kevin Michalowski. I'm the executive editor of Concealed Carry Magazine. I also work as a part-time patrol officer in the Village of Iola Police Department. I'm a multi-certified firearms trainer through both the NRA and the USCCA, and I'll be available to answer anybody's questions. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you all very much. In this discussion today, I talked to a few people that when they first walked in, and I was honored to talk to a secretary who is at the, I would say, front line of anybody who ends up walking in the door. The question that I have from Satara is, can I have a taser or even pepper spray at the school office as a line of defense until I can warn teachers of the threat? What is allowed right now? And I would put that to the law enforcement. Sergeant, I'll have you go first.
Right now, did you say pepper spray and what else?
Yes, taser,
Taser and pepper spray.
I looked over the law last night, and to me it said no.
Right, that's what I believe. They cannot have pepper spray or a taser at this point. And there's a lot of problems even with having those. You need to be close to use pepper spray on someone, and if they have a gun and are shooting at you, you know, it's not going to be effective. And
Not
a taser,
fair fight.
right? And that's not a fair fight. A taser, you need to have. I mean, you have to have 2 probes hitting someone before it'll even work. And if they have a coat on or something, it may not even work either. You have to put yourself really in harm's way to use pepper spray or a taser. And again, they won't. You need to be up close to these people people, person or persons, and I don't think that's the best method.
Now, my son goes to a public school. How many of you are from public schools? Public schools. Do you have, keep your hands up if there are security doors. You have security doors? Okay, because I know in the discussion that we were talking about, how many of the private schools have security doors? So how many of you don't? And does that make a difference? I mean, you guys have probably encountered people that have come into the schools. Does having the security door help at all? I mean, I would think it's at least something.
I'll answer that one.
Yep.
Adam Lanza in Sandy Hook, it probably took him a second or two to get into the locked school lobby. All he did was shoot a round or two through the glass door and he was in. To me, that's a false sense of security.
All right, we have a question from William from St. John Lutheran. It says, if someone intent on shooting up the school isn't deterred by the law against murder, why have a law preventing law-abiding gun owners from carrying? Can anybody chime in on why the state decided to go a little extra?
I don't know that we can effectively answer the why the state decided to go a little bit extra, except if we explore the philosophical idea that typically parents can imagine the idea of someone attacking their school, but at this point people do not have, it's not within their capacity to imagine someone fighting back. We just assume that if we say there's no guns allowed in the school,